Hey guys, how's it going? Here's my next update for you guys. Just been catching up on your videos. It's nice to see Darren's been getting on well with the floor pan of that V-dub. So I look forward to seeing what that turns out like when you've used the Raptor sand editing stuff. I think that'll look quite cool with the shiny black and the matte black effect as well. James Freddy, if you're out there watching, and any updates from you? You're working on your Dart. It'll be cool to see how that's coming along. Yeah, I know it's been a while, and you haven't always been able to work on it, obviously. So yeah, hopefully this bit of holiday time, if you're having holiday, of course, if the shop's shut, then yeah, maybe you can show us some updates. It'd be good to see how you're getting on with that. I'm just out here, just quickly. As I said to you guys, I was going to hit this with etch and primer, and so I did the etch on the little metal bits here and there, and then I went round and did the little bits of primer. And what was annoying was, as soon as I hit it with primer, so all these little, it became really obvious that I had these little like craters in here, and basically the reason for that is that the previous owner, or the previous owner before that, whatever the story is behind it, had body fillered the whole panel together, there and there. So this was all, I mean, it looked nice because you didn't have any body lines. It was a nice and smooth finish, but obviously when I took it apart, I had to cut this whole thing. It was a right pain in the ass, so anyway, so because of that, obviously as the Bondo peeled away in different bits and pieces, it left uneven surfaces, which I thought I got them all, but they just seemed to keep reappearing every time. I mean, you know how it is, you do it and you think you got it, and then you lay a coat of paint down and then you realise something's up. So I've just been taking care of those and just doing those little bits. So same here, like little bits. I mean, some of the stuff you probably won't notice, but if we're here, we might as well do it. Just little things on the edges and stuff. Like this used to be all crated and grooved because of the filler that they put in just to smooth it out. So yeah, so I've been going through and just getting all that done, and I mean it's pretty good. I mean it's an edge, so I don't know how perfect it has to be, but if I can do something about it, I will. So I've been, just, it's one of those little things that makes a difference to you, and probably no one else will notice, but so yeah, so I'm just doing that. So I've only got a couple of bits. So all I'm doing is I've got my 600, and this is just glazing putty or knifing putty, depending where you are and what you call it. So I just had a pinhole there, and I'm just using my 600 wet and just just going over it. I'm not going to really block it out, and I'm rubbing really slightly on here, so and it's a contoured edge anyway, so I could probably use a contour block, but I mean I'm putting as much weight or the paper is on the actual glazing putty stuff here as I can, as opposed to the surrounding area, so this shouldn't really cause any issues. So as you can see, this is my kind of usual technique. I'll cross hatch and up and down and left and right, just to make sure that there's no rough edges, because I've had that before in the primer stages where you get it from a few angles, but not all of them, and you end up with a tiny little edge somewhere, and again, it's one of those things you don't really notice, but it's there. So there you go, so that's nice and smooth. So just a little bit for luck. There we go. And same up here, just this little bit along here. So this is about as exciting as this video is going to get, so if you want to switch off, please feel free to. I'm probably only going to be out here for a couple of minutes, but I thought I would do some in-action shots because I don't think I've really got any. So this is pretty much the plan for today, is just to smooth these guys out, and let's dry that off actually. It's about 10 degrees, so it's about 50 Fahrenheit, 55 Fahrenheit, so it's not like this moisture's going to be sitting on here for a while, and it's bit humid as well, so I try and dry stuff as much as I can, just so that the moisture isn't sitting. And I mean, this is glazing putty, so it shouldn't hold any water anyway, but as much as I can, I'll try and keep moisture away from it. Like when I did the filler work, I didn't lay anything down until at least 24 hours afterwards, because I didn't want, because obviously when you're wet sanding, so you just realise you guys can't see what much you're doing. But yeah, when you wet sand, you know, you want it to dry out and before you lay anything down, so I always just dry it off with a cloth and just try and do what best I can to keep moisture away, because we know how good moisture is. Okay, I think that's almost there. It's kind of tricky because it's right in the corner as well. There we go. I think that's going to be good to go. Yeah. Good times. So that's that. So I'm going to come back a little bit later and just lay down the primer on top of that again, and then we should be done. So I've just got this last bit in here to do. So these usually have the urethane bumps on them, but this is a fiberglass one. And I don't know what the history is behind it, but it's been kind of a bit cut up and, well, not cut up, but it's you know, just a bit rough. Like all this here, the edge on the inside wasn't straight, it was all jagged and stuff, so I just went in with a file, like a metal file, and just filed those down smooth, because yeah, it was all jagged and stuff, and here it dipped down where there'd been filler and stuff, so it wasn't a clean finish. Now usually you wouldn't see this because I've already covered it up, but you can see it on the other one here. There's a screw hole, and then you screw in your little light bezel, but I like this smooth finish, so I'm actually not going to have the bezels in here. I'm just going to have this and then the lights there, and I've already got a little way of getting around holding the light in, so I came up with like a what would you call it? Not a template, but like a backing almost made out of plastic, which is screwed into the inner plastic shell that sits behind this, and the light clips into that. So you just push it in, and then it just clips in and locks itself in there. So then that way you don't see anything, you just got the light here, the clear lens, and then this smooth, so you don't have this bezel. I think it just gives it a nicer finish. Yeah, we will see how it turns out when it's all painted and done. So that's why I'm doing this. Normally, like I said, this wouldn't be an issue, so you could just leave this as is, because you've got the chrome thing literally is the entire shape of this. But I think because it's a fiberglass mould of the urethane mould, what happened was the light, when you put it in there, it doesn't fit too well. This is a little bit smaller than it needs to be, and I didn't want to go in and start reworking it, because I didn't want to start having to break through and repair and all this kind of stuff. And you don't get, I've never seen any of these with a flush finish on the light bezel. I mean, there probably are some out there, but I've never seen one that fits really well. Like sometimes you get that bezel hang over, or kind of sits a bit wonky, or it's not straight along there, it kind of goes at an angle in one direction. So I thought, well, seeing as I like the kind of slightly custom style look, not that I'm doing shaved door handles or anything, but I tend to like that kind of smooth look with cars, minimal trim and all that kind of stuff. That's just my style, of course. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, I just prefer it smooth, so that's why I'm going to this little extra effort just to make this smooth. So yeah, there we go, and that's done. So if we just dry that off, I'll come back and then fact, I'm going to do that now. I'm going to, yeah, there we go. Perfect. Well, not perfect, but, you know. So I'm just going to go and get my degreaser, and then just clean all this up because there's a little bit of residue, and then I'm going to come back in a couple of hours, and then just lay down some primer over these spots. So I'll just run some primer down there, across there and over, and then yeah, that should be it, and then we can start getting it ready for its final paint job, hopefully. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.